the stock market, meaning companies, new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving.
The show goes on.
Nuts! They're nuts! They know nothing!
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania, the no bullshit approach to all financial markets, including NFTs, cryptocurrencies, and of course the largest casino in the world, the U.S. stock market. Today, we will be talking about Fed response to the Russian invasion, wild markets, and of course, we're going to start talking about some of the ins and outs of that Russian invasion of Ukraine. Let me pop my video on here. Just now I don't need to see the topics. There we are. Now, brought in Mycon today too, but we just don't have his video again today. I don't know what's going on there. So I will just run us through the topics quick, and I'm gonna feed you guys what's going on. So the first thing we want to look at.
Conspiracy. The vast conspiracy.
Exactly. So the first thing I want to look at, you guys tell me what's going on with the QQQ and the indices today. Looks pretty wild in markets. Take a look at that. That's QQQ. That's let's get it. Here's our 5-day.
Yeah. So Tony, overnight it was crazy market. I guess Marco Rubio tweeted out maybe like 7 o'clock at night that the war starting, the invasion starting, and futures started to get hit. And then all night long, as we started seeing actual bombs and flashes go off, and CNN anchors and Fox anchors over there saying they're hearing explosions, the futures went straight down all night, and we were down. S&P was down 3% or 2.5%, and the Nasdaq was down 3%, and it was an ugly, ugly night. And then we opened on the lows this morning, and right away off the open, it seemed like people were taking their short bets off because tech stocks just started flying from the open. A lot of tech stocks are up today, even with the market being down. But more so, the tech stocks are doing a lot better than the rest of the market today. So that's the first time we've seen this in, I don't know, a month or 2 months. So your old Amazons, Googles, Teslas, all doing much better than the market today. It's been wild. So Brett, you've been tracking this.
Yeah.
What are you saying on your end?
I mean, so I still think that this is not going to turn into like a full-fledged war. I think that concerns are a bit overblown, although it might be hard to say that now. So I might be wrong there. But I think Russia, maybe they're going to try and grab these two territories they liked or whatever, and then peace out. I think there'll be some relatively amicable resolution here, or at least I hope so, before like anything really crazy levels of violence happen. I do believe, though, historically war is not necessarily bad for the market, right? If you kind of throw away the devastation it causes in the real world, market, certain sectors at least benefit from this nonsense.
So, Mike, what do you think will cause liftoff for the market? You think if Ukraine surrenders, is that like a total liftoff for the market? What happens then?
I mean, I think it's important to remember we're not really geopolitical experts here.
No.
I mean, it's just
That's
like
true.
obviously I think it's important because everybody, all the ICO guys became a art expert, which recently, I guess I'm not incredibly, innocent of that myself. But no, I mean, and to answer your question, Matt, any ending to this seems like it'll signal like the ADD like attention span of the market to once again, pump. Everybody that has been tracking the S&P for a couple of years here, at least through the pandemic, they see a big dip right now. People like to buy the dip. This is it's almost like a level one thing, the way I think about the stock market these days. I don't think a lot of people are digging into PE ratios and looking at cash flow. I think it's just like the greater donk market is all going to start sailing in pretty soon, as soon as they get the signal.
And then Tony, the interest rates, the couple of Fed guys got on TV and did some interviews today and said 50 basis points is off the table for March now. So we're back at 25.
See, I'm feeling a little vindicated about that. I mean, I've been saying they were never going to raise rates. Brett, I think you said they'd pull out all the stops. Now, I'm not saying that they had Russia invade just so they could not raise rates. But I believe Russia handed our feckless leaders and our pointless Fed Reserve Chairman a huge win here today because now they have an excuse. We saw oil pop over $100. We're watching the 10-year yield drop as people flee to those bonds. Remember, the yield and the price of the bond are inverted. So as bond rates drop, that means people are fleeing to them. So I just think this was a big win for our loser Western leaders, and it takes the spotlight off their failures. So,
Wild market.
From Tucker Carlson to Anderson Cooper to Alex Jones, we give you all viewpoints on Market Mania.
By the way, over $100 oil, Tony, we're over half the way to your $200 a barrel prediction that guy on Twitter really didn't like hearing.
That's right.
You're gonna light our Twitter feed on fire with that.
That's right. So, Maikon, I wanted to ask you about this real quick. The Russian government, on the same day they invaded, introduces a crypto bill to their parliament to make crypto legal. Is this okay? My conspiratorial mind says this is part of their larger geopolitical goals to remove themselves from the U.S. dollar and kind of rug pull us in that regard. Am I crazy there? And is this good for crypto? What do you think?
Tony, you could write fan fiction, financial fan fiction, would be very well sold. I
write financial erotic.
The financial erotic. You know what? There are some untapped markets out there for sure. Is it a vast conspiracy about crypto and Russia? I mean, they know they're going to get kicked off of the SWIFT system if they keep fucking around with almost NATO countries and keep sort of just taking whatever Putin wants. They know they're going to get cut off of SWIFT. They're already friendly with China for this reason. They're already friendly with many others. And they're already friendly. They have that kind of strange Iranian banking relationship, where like the three bad guys, the baddies, the big baddies, can only bank with each other. So, yeah, I mean, you could obviously understand why Russia is going to love crypto, why they need crypto, while like all their oligarchs that are, piled up their billions. And, sometimes you need to move like, tens of millions, to buy the whatever, to get the boat. Or the fifth house. So like they're gonna want this. They're gonna want this stuff, and like the average people in Russia need that shit too, because they just can't use a traditional banking system either. So they're gonna need to route around also. So yes, they're gonna need it. Is it a big conspiracy? Fuck if I know. No comment. I don't know.
I'm just gonna assume
it makes sense to me. I mean, as you said, they're gonna get kicked off. We saw it in Canada, right, where they're kicking. Just you donate to a protest, $25, right? You're now risking getting your bank account shut down and basically unable to be a financial citizen in Canada, right?
Total
Russia,
bullshit.
they're gonna face these sanctions. I mean, of course, it's total nonsense. I'm not comparing Russia to the Canadian trucker situation, but either way, these sanctions hurt the innocent people of Russia, right? The innocent Russian citizens, are now at risk of their economy struggling, being shut out or walled off of their bank in some regards. And so
there's correlations there, Brett. They're very, very similar from that regard, that both their fucked up governments are about to cut off the average citizen.
But I'm saying one with war action, the other with just delusional. I don't even know what Trudeau, just evil.
No, you have a far leftist action that did it and a far rightist action that did it. It's actually kind of an interesting.
That's a good point. All right, I'll get behind that. And yeah, I think it makes sense for many. From the oligarchs all the way down to the regular guy. If you're in Russia, it makes sense to at least look at some alternate options than whatever's the banking system there is.
I could almost make a case that Canada's is worse, but like, I mean, like, you know what you're up, that what's going on.
I think it is worse.
And like, I mean, but now here you're like, all right, I guessed wrong with, what I, supported. That's fucked up too. I don't know.
So guys, this just in on Yahoo Finance saying Russia attack on Ukraine may nudge Fed to less aggressive move next month. So there's already some echoes out there in the mainstream media that the Fed funds will not be being raised. We'll see. And I think, okay, so let me ask all you guys real quick. What's your prediction? Do you buy this dip, or does it have further to wash out? And do you do stocks here or crypto? Brian, what do you think?
Well, you buy every dip in the stock market because it's a rigged game where the number goes up over time. Now, that is, of course, unless you go full on, the American way of life, democracy as you know it in the USA is going to fail. Then you don't. That's the only way that you don't buy the dip in the stock market. Crypto, you buy every dip also. I mean, now you got to buy the right ones. Stick it to Bitcoin, Ethereum, some fuck, man. I mean, Solana, yes, I guess. I don't know. I would stick to the big boys in crypto, and I would buy that dip too. I don't see how you can not take this as an opportunity.
Is this the spot though, Matt, or does that further to wash out? What do you think?
I think it depends a lot what happens in the next couple of days. So tomorrow is Friday, and then Monday. But right now we have a nice rally, like a 1% rally in the futures in the last 30 minutes, leading up to Biden speaking. Biden's going to come out and speak about the sanctions. So I think he's going to come off kind of soft as usual, and so not going to do the SWIFT banking sanctions because Germany won't let him probably. He's on. Oh, he's just getting on now. So we'll see what happens in the future.
Biden.
Yeah,
we're in the same time slot as Biden.
He literally just got on. Yep.
Is that a Biden bump right there?
Futures are rolling. They're running high.
He took a bump before he went on camera. He's gonna need it, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to the. Make sure I got them loaded up here. The Market Mania. You guys ready for this? The not investment advice. Do your own research. Market
Safety
Mania. If I can get these glasses on. Pick of the day. Oh shit! I'm trying to do too many things at once. Here we go.
Everybody stack. I'm stacking to the top.
Okay, I'm kind of in the way here a little bit. I'm gonna clear myself out once we get these rolling. All right, let's start with Matt. You had a pretty interesting one today. What is
Asana? ASAN is the symbol. It's $51 a share. I love this one because Dustin Moskovitz is the CEO. He's the ex-Facebook guy, has billions of dollars. He just keeps buying. He just keeps buying $1 million worth of shares. Every couple of days. He's been doing it for the last few months, all the way from the stock, all the way from 110 down to 45, and it's now 51. And he keeps buying. So as long as he keeps buying, he's going to support it. And weak hands will get into strong hands. Once he buys it, he's never going to sell it.
This one's a good play. Yeah,
this one's a good one to buy.
It's almost like a vanity project at some point where ego gets involved.
So what I've been doing to do this, instead of buying the stock, I've been selling the March 40 puts. I sold them yesterday. I sold 300 of them. Actually, it's a pretty big trade for me. Sold 300 of them at 320. It's kind of like free money because at any time the stock dips, he just buys. Like today, Asana opened down $4. Within 2 minutes of the open, the stock was green. It was up on the day.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
Awesome, good pick.
That's a fun one.
Brett, all right, what have you got for us today?
I'm going with Bitcoin, man. You look at what happened in Canada where they're seizing people's bank accounts. You look at the war. I actually don't understand this price. I feel Bitcoin should be running. I feel it could go on a huge run here, like a double or more. And I don't have any Bitcoin right now. I'm not like one of these Bitcoin delusional cult fools. But like the macro of the world seems like really good for the case for Bitcoin right now. Like I would be way long this before short in this environment.
No reason to fire personal shots across the bow or anything.
Futures are flying to the highs of the day on Biden.
Say, Brian, have you got a pick of the day? I think I forgot to ask you before the show.
Yeah, I was going to throw out Zscaler, ticker symbol ZS on the stock market. Just anything that's, you got a little earnings, volatility baked in there, and just anything that's a security, an IT security play.
Cyber terror play.
I mean, people, when Russia starts invading, you think that their offensive, nerd units are just going to sit by and just do nothing and watch. No, they're going to go in everywhere.
Yep.
And so, that's a new landscape. So I don't know, just something, war related to just kind of anything
Love
IT
it.
security. Yeah.
Smart. All right. I have one today too. It's rare for me, but I have PDBC. This is an index that tracks roughly commodities. It's pretty cheap right now. It's had a much higher price in the past. And war, of course, drives commodities. We see oil and nat gas going up. All the commodities are going up. I like PDBC, buy and hold. Okay, not investment advice. Thank you everybody for watching and listening. We are going to do this again next Tuesday. Please remember to like and subscribe all of our stuff. That helps us get the word out, helps us grow the show, and do this every chance we get. So, thank you, everyone. I don't have any words of wisdom for you. Just keep your head down out there, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Guys, thanks for joining, and hope you have a great weekend.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine.
Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl.
Switch it up.
I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury. Power of turning where I would turn it. Can't lie like it's Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine should've looked the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind. Was afraid of the time. Strobe lights like